Isaac had married Rebekah, but for many years they had no children. Isaac prayed to the Lord about it, and the Lord answered his prayer. Rebekah became pregnant and had 2 boys growing inside her, struggling together. God said that 2 great nations would come from those boys, and that the older one would serve the younger. The first of the boys came out red, with hair all over his body, and they called him Esau. The second boy came out grasping Esau's heel, and they called him Jacob. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, but Jacob preferred to stay at home in the tents. Isaac loved Esau the most, but Rebekah loved Jacob. One time, when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the fields. He was exhausted. "Let me have some of that stew," he said. "Sell me your birthright," Jacob said to him. That would mean Jacob would become the leader of the family instead of Esau when their father died. He would also receive a special blessing. Esau agreed and swapped his birthright for some bread and stew. God spoke to their father Isaac and promised him the same things he had promised to Abraham. Isaac went to stay in the land of Gerar and lied about Rebekah being his wife, just like Abraham had done with Sarah. Isaac became very rich in the land, and God appeared to him again, promising to bless him. When Isaac was old and his eyesight was bad, he called Esau to him. He asked him to go out hunting and to prepare him some delicious food, and then he would bless him. Rebekah heard what Isaac had said and told Jacob. She wanted Jacob to pretend to be Esau. "Bring me 2 young goats," she said, "and I will prepare some food for your father. Take the food to him, and then you'll receive his blessing." But Jacob said, "My brother Esau is a hairy man, and I have smooth skin." He was afraid his father would feel him and know he wasn't really Esau. So Rebekah put some of Esau's clothes on Jacob and put goat skin on his hands and neck so that he felt hairy. Then, when the meal had been prepared, Jacob went into his father's tent. "Who are you?" asked Isaac. "I'm Esau," said Jacob. "I brought your food." "Come near that I may feel you," said Isaac. Jacob went up to him. "Your voice sounds like Jacob's, but your hands are like Esau's." Jacob gave his father the food, and Isaac blessed him, thinking it really was Esau. As soon as Jacob left, Esau came in. "Who are you?" asked Isaac. "I am Esau," said Esau. Then Isaac realized what had happened. He had been tricked, but he couldn't change what he had done. Jacob would receive all the good things that Isaac had said he would. Esau was furious and said he was going to kill Jacob. So Rebekah told Jacob to run away to her brother Laban's house. What lessons does this story have for us? We learn that God answers prayer. He gave Isaac children. And we learn that God's blessing is what matters most. Esau was very foolish to swap his birthright for a bit of food, and he really regretted it afterwards. And we learn that God blesses whomever he chooses. He chose to bless Jacob, not because Jacob deserved it, but because he wanted to show great kindness.